If you've ever typed a document in Grammarly and realized your quotation marks are missing, inconsistent, or just plain wrong, this video is going to help. Today, I'm showing you how to use quotation marks in Grammarly, how to clean up your draft with Grammarly's AI, and the core rules Grammarly checks so your writing looks polished and professional. And if this tutorial helps you, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more quick software guides just like this. Let's start inside Grammarly. Open Grammarly in your browser and go to the Docs area on the left side of the screen. This is where your documents are organized, and it's the easiest place to start if you want to fix quotation marks in a draft you already have. Once you're in Docs, you can either create a new document or upload an existing one. If you're starting fresh, click New Doc. If you already have a draft with quote issues, use the Upload option so Grammarly can scan the text you've already written. After your document is open, look over to the right-hand side of the screen and click AI Chat. This opens Grammarly's Assistant panel, which is really useful when you want to make broader formatting changes instead of fixing every quote manually. Inside the prompt box labeled Ask AI, type Use Quotation Marks. That prompt tells Grammarly to review the text and look for missing quotes, mismatched quotation marks, or inconsistent formatting across the document. Once you send the prompt, Grammarly will generate a suggested update. This is where you want to slow down and review carefully. Read through the preview pane and check that the quotation marks are placed correctly. Make sure the changes match the meaning of the sentence and that nothing important was altered by mistake. If everything looks good, click Accept to apply the changes instantly across the document. Now let's talk about what Grammarly is actually checking when it comes to quotation marks. One of the biggest uses is direct quotes. If you're copying someone's exact words, Grammarly expects those words to be inside double quotation marks in American English or single quotation marks depending on your regional settings in British English. This is important for blog posts, essays, captions, interviews, and any kind of content where you're quoting a source directly. Grammarly also helps with dialogue and speech. If you're writing a story, screenplay-style content, or any text that includes spoken words, quotation marks should be placed around the exact dialogue. That makes the writing easier to read and helps separate spoken language from narration. Another major rule is short work titles. Grammarly knows that titles of short-form works like poems, short stories, articles, or songs are typically placed in quotation marks. Long-form works like books or movies usually use italics instead, so this is one of those details Grammarly can help you keep consistent if you're formatting a lot of content. You'll also see Grammarly catch scare quotes. These are quotation marks used to show irony, sarcasm, or skepticism around a word or phrase. For example, if you write so-called expertise or expert advice, Grammarly can help you keep that style consistent and intentional rather than accidental. Then there's the use of words as words. If you're talking about a letter or a word itself rather than using it normally, quotation marks can help isolate it clearly. For example, if you write that the P in pterodactyl is silent, the quotes show that you're discussing the letter itself, not using it as part of a larger sentence. Grammarly also supports nicknames formatting. If a nickname appears between a first name and a surname, quotation marks may be used depending on the style and context. Grammarly can help you keep that structure neat, especially if you're editing biographies, profiles, or creative writing. One really important thing to remember is that Grammarly adjusts its quotation mark checks based on your language setting. In American English, the primary style uses double quotation marks, and single quotation marks are used for quotes inside quotes. In British English, it works the other way around, with single quotes as the main style and double quotes for nested quotations. So if Grammarly appears to be suggesting different punctuation than you expected, check your language setting first. If you're editing a long document, a good workflow is to use Grammarly's AI first for broader cleanup, then scan through the inline suggestions for quote-related issues that may still need your attention. That way, you're not just fixing punctuation randomly, you're making sure every quotation mark serves a purpose and follows the right rule. The biggest takeaway is this: quotation marks are not just decoration. They tell the reader what is being quoted, spoken, emphasized, or referenced. Grammarly can help you standardize all of that much faster than manual editing, especially if your document has a lot of repeated patterns or mixed punctuation. So if you needed to know how to use quotation marks in Grammarly, the process is simple. Open your doc, launch AI Chat, type Use Quotation Marks, review the suggestion, and accept the changes if they look right. Then use Grammarly's rule checks to make sure your quotes are correct for direct quotes, dialogue, short titles, scare quotes, words as words, and your language setting. If this video helped you, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more Grammarly tips, writing tutorials, and easy software walkthroughs. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.